All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at review number 6, and it's supposed to be a V. Review number 6, and we're working problems 8 through 18, and this is the second video of 3 videos. So we are doing problems 8 through 18 on Unit 6 review. All right, so number 8 says, use the given information to write the equation of each line. So it says, passing through this point and this point, also identify M and B. Well, so I know that your teacher has taught you to set up a table. The reason why we have you set up that table is so that you don't plug it in the calculator wrong. So you're going to take that and you're going to press the Stat button, and then you're going to press Edit. And then you're going to put those numbers in L1 and L2. And you don't have to write this part. I'm just writing it out so you know what we're doing. And then after you do that, you're going to press Stat, arrow over to Calc. Then you're going to press 4, and I believe you press Enter 3 times, maybe 4. And it will give you an equation, or it'll give you A and B and an equation. And if you look at that problem, when you're working it, it gives you an A value of negative 0.33333 repeating, and it gives you a B value of negative 2. So to figure out what this is as a fraction, in your calculator, you would say 0.333333333, and then press Math, Enter, Enter. And you'll find out that the slope is negative 1/3, and then the B is negative 2. And if I want to write the equation, then I just say y equals negative 1/3 x minus 2. Now this next problem is a little mean because it tells you that the x-intercept, that means I've got the 0.20, and the y-intercept. So I have to know something about the x-intercept and the y-intercept to get my 2 points. When I do that, I set up my table. I go and put this in L1 and in L2. I do Stat Calc Edit, or Stat Edit, put in those. Oh, did you see me write those numbers wrong? Woo, girl. That would have been horrible. Did you see what I did wrong? If it's the y-intercept, the 0 goes here and the y goes there. Boy, that's me being tired and in a hurry. Now, you could do Stat Edit, put these numbers into L1, L2, and then you do Stat Calc 4, Enter, Enter, Enter. When you do that, you get an A value of 1.5 and a B value of negative 3. Take 1.5 and press Math, Enter, Enter. And you get y equals 3/2 x minus 3, or you could have written it as y equals 1/5 x minus 3. Either one of these answers for this problem would be okay. Now, taking a look at problem number 10. Problem number 10 has a slope of negative 3, so I know m equals negative 3, and it passes through the point 47. That means this is my x1 and this is my y1 value. And it says to leave it in point slope form. Well, if I remember, and I'm looking at my formula chart, I don't have to remember it. My point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And so when I put the information in, I know that where the slope is, I'm going to have a negative 3. Okay, and let me go ahead and set it up real quick. So I'm going to say y equals x. So that's all the stuff that's going to stay the same for sure. So I put the m in. I know that my x value is 4. That means it's going to be minus 4. My y value is 7, and that goes here, so it's going to be minus 7. Notice that it changed signs because when we put it in, this subtraction changes the sign of everything in the point. And then that's it. We're done. It's in point slope form. Now on number 11, they tell me the slope is negative 6 and the y-intercept is 5. So I know it's y equals negative 6x plus 5. Number 12. A line that passes through this point, so we know that's our x and our y value, and it has a slope of 0. If it has a slope of 0, that means it is either a Vux or a Hoy. Well, it's not Vux because Hoy has a slope of 0, which means our equation is y equals a number. So that means I'm going to look at my y in the point, and I have y negative 6 is my equation. Taking a look at number 3. If it's a vertical line, then I have two options. I have Vux and Hoy. If it's a vertical line, it's not Hoy, it's Vux. I know it's a vertical line. V means vertical line, undefined slope, and the equation is x equals a number. So if this is my x and this is my y, that's the equation. So I know it's x equals negative 3. Now, this number 14 is a little rude. It says we have a slope of negative 5, and it passes through this point, 1, negative 2. So I label it x and y. It says write it in point slope first, and then convert it. So I'm going to start by writing it in point slope first. I can look at my formula chart, and I know point slope is y minus 1, 1 equals m times x minus x1. Then I plug in the information that I know I have. So I know it's y. It's minus 2 here, so it's going to become plus 2 once I put it in the formula chart, equals m, which is negative 5, times x. It's plus 1 here, so it's going to become minus 1 once I put it in the point slope formula. So I've done the first thing, which is I've wrote it, that's some horrible English, wrote it as point slope first. Now I have to convert it to slope intercept. That means I'm converting it to y equals mx plus b, which means I'm solving for y. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the negative 5. So I'm going to distribute the negative 5. So I have y plus 2 equals negative 5x plus 5. Now this first step people usually get right. It's this second step that people don't get right. It's negative 5 times negative 1 to give me a positive 5. Now if I'm trying to put it in slope-intercept form, that means I'm solving for the y value. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And I have y equals negative 5x plus 3. And we're done. So I've done both. Here's the equation in point slope, and here's the equation once it's been converted. All right, problem number 15. Problem number 15 is a lot of words, but that doesn't mean it's something you want to get scared by. Many times on the EOC and many times on the test questions, we'll give you a bunch of words and ask you to give us some information. And we're just messing with you, right? We're giving you a bunch of words hoping you'll shut down. We're trying to make you fail. Not we are. The teachers aren't, but the EOC is. All right, so let's read it. Armin's December paycheck amount can be found using the function y equals 7.5x plus 80, or, for x hours. So I know x is hours. Her paycheck includes a certain price per hour and a holiday bonus. Okay, so her paycheck has a certain price per hour. That means she's getting paid per. Per tells me I've got a slope, and the holiday bonus would be the $80. It's kind of nice. She got a holiday bonus of 80 bucks. What is the rate of change for her paycheck in dollars with respect to X hours that she's worked in December? Okay, now that's a lot of words that are saying some really simple stuff. What is the rate of change means what is the slope of her paycheck in the amount of dollars with respect to X hours that she works in December. This is them saying you have to be mindful of the units. And so we're focusing on the slope, which is 7.5. So I know it's 7, I said 7.5, I meant 7.25. So it's $7.25 per hour. That's what the respect to X hours means. Okay? Now taking a look at number 16. It says write the equation in point-slope form. So if I'm writing it in point-slope form, I can look at my formula chart. I know that's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And it says write the equation in point-slope form that represents the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Stat Edit. And I'm going to go in and type in all these points. And then you do stat, edit, calc. Press enter a whole lot. And you get a equals 4, which means our slope is 4. Now you can pick any point you want. I'm going to pick the point 27. So I know my slope is 4, and I know I'm going to use the point 27. So that's my x1, that's my y1. So now we're plugging it into point slope form. So I'm going to say y minus 7. Remember, when you put this into the equation, it changes signs, equals m4 times x minus 2. That's it, we're done. Don't forget to change the sign of the point when you're putting it back in. Number 17, Sue adds charms to a charm bracelet. All right, that's nice, but it's really extra information. The table shows how the weight of the bracelets change each time as she adds a charm. Okay, so the bracelet weighs a certain amount, right? When it has 0 charms, it weighs 2.2 ounces. But when she adds a charm, each time she adds a charm, the weight goes up. That's what this table is saying. All right. It says, what is the rate of change that fits this data? Okay, so in other words, they're asking us to find the slope. So I'm going to put this in L1 and this in L2. I do stat, edit, plug it in, then do stat, edit, calc 4. I get an A value of 4.5 and a B value of 2.2. Now, I want to make sure that you're doing that in your calculator. I can't show the calculator on this recording, but you need to make sure that you're plugging that into your calculator and actually doing that step. So what is the rate of change? The rate of change is 0.45. Or if you wanted to do it in words, you could say 0.45 ounces per charm. Either way works. Oh wait, we worked ahead. What does it represent in words? Okay, I might have a problem on my video, so I'm reworking this page just in case. So it's possible that this is actually on there twice, but I would rather it be on there twice than make a mistake and you guys mess up. All right, so standard form is AX plus BY equals C. Point slope form is Y minus Y1 equals M times X minus X1. And then slope intercept is y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to start by looking for standard forms. If I look, A is easy to pick. And then I'm going to look at the other ones. I don't have x and y on the same. Oh, look. Here I have x and y on the same side. And if you zoom in and look real close, there's actually ones there that they haven't bothered to write in. So I know G is also in standard form. Now I'm going to look at slope-intercept form next. You can work it in any order you want. I can see that C and E are in slope-intercept form, and I don't see anything else. So I know slope-intercept form is C and E. Now I'm going to be careful because it says all choices will not be used. So on point slope, I'm going to be careful. I see that I have B, D, and F left, but at least one of these isn't going to be used, okay? So I notice it's Y minus Y1, but when I look at B, this is X minus a number. So that can't be point slope form. It's actually not a form that we know. I look at D, this is Y minus Y1 equals M times X minus X1. So yeah, D is in the proper format, and then F is also in the proper format. All right, let's hope that recorded right. This is this is video 2 of 3 videos. There's one more video left for review number 6.